Hello students, good morning to all. Myself Dr. Rajesh Kumar, Associate Professor, Department of Physics, Government College, Faridabad. So in this lecture, we are going to study development of old quantum mechanics. So students, at the end of 19th century or the beginning of 20th century, so there were some experimental results which the laws of physics at that time could not explain. It is the main purpose of this lecture to summarize all those experimental results, because these experimental results laid the foundation of quantum mechanics. So let us now start. So first of all, we define the classical physics. So classical physics mainly deals with the objects at macroscopic level, or the objects in daily life, or the objects which can be made observable by a simple microscope. So it includes classical mechanics based on Newton's laws of motion for understanding the motion of bodies, electromagnetic theory based on Maxwell's equations for explaining the concepts of electric field and magnetic field, optics, both the wave optics and geometrical optics, and of course thermodynamics. In classical physics, dynamical variables like energy, momentum, etc. take on continuous values. For example, when in a cricket match the batsman hits a 4, then both the kinetic energy and momentum of the ball decrease continuously and finally become 0. Now let us see what are those areas where the classical physics was failed. So first is the stability of atom. So according to Rutherford's model of atom, the electrons revolve around the nucleus in circular orbits like the planets do around the sun. According to Newtonian mechanics, a particle in uniform circular motion is an accelerated motion. So therefore, the electron revolving around the nucleus is having some acceleration, and it is well-known fact in electromagnetic theory that an accelerated charge radiates energy in the form of electromagnetic radiation. So therefore, the electron loses its energy continuously and moves in a spiral path of decreasing radius and finally falls into the nucleus. Atom is collapsed means atom is not a stable particle. So this instability of atom is shown in this diagram. The electron here is moving around the nucleus. It radiates energy continuously, moves in a spiral path of decreasing radius and finally falls into the nucleus. Atom is collapsed means atom is not a stable particle. So therefore, classical physics could not explain the stability of atom. The second experimental observation was the line spectrum of hydrogen. So hydrogen spectrum in visible range consists of the lines H alpha, H beta, H gamma, H delta, like this. And here below are shown the wavelengths of these lines. For example, the wavelength of H alpha line is 6562.8 angstrom, and so on. But the point is, the classical physics was not able to explain this line spectrum of hydrogen atom. The next experimental observation which the classical physics could not explain is the black body radiation spectrum. So a black body is one which absorbs all the radiations which are falling on it irrespective of their wavelength or frequencies. For example, a box which is coated inside with lamp black and having a small opening in one of its wall serves as a perfect black body. Oppositely, when the black body is heated, it emits radiations which are known as black body radiations. The energy emitted by the black body is distributed over all the whole range of frequencies or the wavelengths which are emitted. For example, in case of sunlight in the visible range, the energy is distributed among the 7 colors or the wavelengths V, I, B, G, Y, O, R. So in case of the black body radiations, this spectral distribution of energy is measured by a device called bolometer, and this spectral distribution of energy is shown in this graph. Along x-axis we plot the frequency, along y-axis we plot the energy density emitted by the black body. So this variation of energy density is non-uniform. It increases, becomes maximum at a particular frequency, which depends on the temperature of the body, and then it decreases and finally becomes zero. The other two curves are shown, which were the attempts at that time. First attempt was made by Rayleigh-Jeans law to explain this black body radiation spectrum, and second attempt was made by Wien. So in case of Rayleigh-Jeans, we see here that this law explains this black body radiation spectrum in the low frequency range. As the frequency is increased, it deviates from the experimental curve. In case of Wien's law, this law explains in the high frequency range, but it deviates into the low frequency range. Let us also understand it in terms of their mathematical expressions. So Rayleigh-Jeans law. According to this law, energy density emitted by the black body in frequency range nu and nu plus d nu at absolute temperature T is given by this expression. U nu d nu is equal to 8 pi nu square upon c cube. Kt into d nu is the range of frequencies, equation 1. K here is called Boltzmann constant. We see here that frequency is directly proportional to square of frequency. When the frequency is 0, energy emitted is also 0. As the frequency is increasing, energy density will also increase. But it deviates from the experimental curve in high frequency range. So therefore, the Rayleigh-Jeans law explains the black body radiation spectrum only in the low frequency range and not successful in the high frequency range. Second attempt was made by Wien. So according to Wien's law, the energy density emitted by the black body in the frequency range nu and nu plus d nu is given by this expression. U nu d nu 8 pi h nu cube over c cube exponential minus h nu over kt into d nu. Here the exponential factor is important. When the frequency is very large, say infinity, e raised to power minus infinity, we know that is equal to 0. That means energy emitted is also 0. So the Wien's law explains the black body radiation spectrum only in high frequency range, but it could not explain the spectrum in the low frequency range. So therefore, classical physics could not explain the black body radiation spectrum successfully. The next experimental result, which the classical physics could not explain, is the variation of specific heat with temperature. So classically, the molar specific heat of a substance is 3R. R is universal gas constant. That is called Dulong-Petit's law. Now, experiments have shown that molar specific heat of a substance varies with temperature. It becomes 0 when the absolute temperature is reduced to 0. So this variation of specific heat could not be explained by the classical physics. So in the next lecture, we will see how the explanation of these results laid the foundation of quantum mechanics. Thank you.